All right, so I'm not an expert on this topic, but
neither are we. I bet.
Maybe Joe is.
I'm an expert on everything.
Joe might be. But I was reading it right before bed last night, and I just got so fucking fascinated by it. But I couldn't continue reading about it because I had to go to bed so I could wake up early to go check news.
You made the right choice.
But it was so fascinating to me that Marilyn Monroe might have been murdered by the CIA.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of known.
I don't know anything about the end.
I thought everyone in the world knew that.
Oh, I'm blanking. Who's Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn Monroe is the first hoe.
She's the one
the very first hoe.
Happy birthday. Yeah, okay.
Mr.
Marilyn, you know she walked over that stinky ass blowaway thing in the New Yorks and it blew up her skirt and she went. Oops.
You know that's really hot.
Like sexy or
both. Yeah, it's hot.
It is really hot.
A manhole cover?
Yeah.
She was the first.
She was a manhole cover.
She was the first hoe, America's first hoe.
She was hot.
Wait, so why do they think it was killed by the CIA?
Okay, who's they?
Stupid people?
No, I believe that she was.
Okay,
me too.
You're not gonna think they're stupid after you hear what I've been reading. So, I don't. There's a rule that Obama put into place that's like you can't have information be top secret forever. Like there has to be. Why is that funny? Look at Nadeem.
It's just funny.
Obama did it. Okay, so like you can't have classified information stay classified forever. There has to be a time where it's eventually released.
No. I thought it was the other way. Like I don't know. The U.S. had that, but then Obama
Closed it.
put a stop on it for the JFK thing. Because it was supposed to be released and during his.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That is entirely correct.
All right, sorry.
I'm never correct.
No, you're right.
How did you remember that?
I just knew Obama was involved. Okay, anyway.
I don't know.
The point is, whatever happened, like there's classified information that is inevitably released to the public. And part of the files that had gotten released were about Marilyn Monroe because as Joe was talking about, she was America's first hoe, where she was
beautiful.
She was beautiful. She was gorgeous. She was married to 3 different women, or not women, men at one time that were prominent men in society. So she was married to Arthur Miller, who was a known leftist, and then
playwright.
And playwright. But he was like the political side is why she was being followed so closely by the FBI and CIA because he was a leftist, and at this time the Communist Party was like we were at a Cold War with Russia. We didn't want communism to spread to America. Also, like communists were the worst people to be ever. So anyway, she was married to Arthur Miller. She was married to Joe DiMaggio, and she had flings with JFK and his brother Bobby.
Robert. Oh yeah, Robert.
Bobby seemed
The AG.
Sometimes rumored that possibly at the same time. Yeah.
And
Wait, what?
I don't know if like in the same room, but like.
I thought Kennedy said he couldn't get hard if another man was there.
No, not in the same room. I'm saying the same time.
Same time.
The same era.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she go to Bobby's
It was a
house.
Time magazine interview. Yes.
And the Sinatra, right?
I never heard
But
that.
I don't think she was married to him.
No, affair. And then like a mob guy.
Yeah.
So there was a.
Well, Sinatra was tied to the mob too.
Yeah.
So I'll let you say your thing because I know I feel like
I
motive
didn't get a lot of the
wise.
details because it was like right before bed. So
But
like,
a lot of people don't know that.
So motive
like
wise.
correct me if I'm wrong. Like the Obama thing, just correct me if I'm getting details wrong.
Oh, we
But I just
will.
thought
We
it was-
will, Nikki.
Good. I hope you do, Gio. I hope you do. I welcome knowledge.
Oh, good one.
So there are a bunch of files because they were following her closely because all of a sudden randomly she wanted to go to Russia. And they're like, why the fuck does this bitch want to go to Russia?
Right.
Like, and she knows too many secrets because she's been sleeping with JFK.
And she had a diarrhea.
She had yes, and it went missing. So I'm getting there.
Oh, my bad.
So there's
I didn't wanna do
rumors that JFK and Bobby kind of like gave her top secret information as like a way to lure her into bed, like to impress her, to blow her, like to be like,
You want to know about
like,
aliens?
exactly. And
If
so
you suck my dick, I'll tell you.
yeah,
She was so hot, I'd do the same.
That's how you get Joe into bed.
If I get to find out, like they're like, yeah, we'll tell you something about aliens. I would.
So would
Suck
I.
the shit out of his dick.
Who wouldn't?
But I wouldn't tell her real shit.
No, I think they told her. I think they told her.
Oh, you're smart.
listen, they were kind of young for presidents, and so.
Well, there's only one of them was the president.
Yeah, I
They
know,
probably
but he
were
was pretty
super
young.
stupid back then. Like, oh, she's a woman. What's she gonna do?
Exactly.
Dumbass bimbo.
She a hoe.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna say anything. Okay, but she kept notes in her diary about it.
Pendeja.
Mostly of all this pillow talk happening. And then all of a sudden, she wants to go to Russia. And so they're thinking that maybe she's a spy, maybe, and especially some of the information that they think that the Kennedys leaked to her was about this specific project that is now declassified information called Project Moondust. Do you guys know Project Moondust?
I don't.
Okay, so Project Moondust is they're collecting bodies from space, dead bodies from space, dead bodies and aircrafts from space. So
That we left up
How'd they get up
Well,
there?
it would be how we collect them, right? It would be the process by which we do that, right?
no, it's more about that they think that Russia may have gone to space before America, but something happened and we're collecting spacecrafts and bodies from space.
And they're Russian
Could
bodies?
also be interpreted as UFOs and aliens. So like there's the wording in this document is really vague.
Okay.
And so whatever is in Marilyn Monroe's diary is probably the real answer.
Of why they murdered her.
Would she write this shit down?
So they murdered her just for her diary.
She was threatening to
I would murder her if like I was a top dog. I'm like, this bitch is gonna fucking blow the whistle on all my shit.
Wait, so
Gotta
she
go.
used it as a way for extortion or whatever.
Did she get
Right.
murdered?
Also, some of the information got declassified 2 days after her death, and the
What?
diary was missing.
Yeah.
So
So it was ruled a suicide because they claimed that she drank a lot of pills and overdosed.
she drank a lot of pills.
Yeah, she drank a lot of pills and she died. And the thing is, her diary was missing from her room.
Yeah. And everybody that knew her knew about this diary.
Yeah.
And DiMaggio actually was the one that bought it for her and encouraged her to
Right.
start a diary. But there's a lot of FBI.
How is she married to 3 guys at once?
No, not at once.
Okay.
Yeah.
She went through 3 marriages.
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
No,
she
no,
is
not
a
at once.
really talented person to be doing that.
And doing movies.
And not even popping out a kid.
yeah.
Wow.
She's an alien. That's the real
That's what it
conspiracy.
is.
But so the FBI, the really weird part about it is that the FBI released like a bunch of documents on her. Like they were following her. Like they had a lot of notes on her. It's all been released. But the CIA won't admit that they have any information on her at all. They just flat out were like, that doesn't exist. Prove it. Like they will not admit to it. And then there's all this evidence to suggest that they do have documents, but they will not admit to it. Why? Why won't they admit to it? I don't know. Maybe they murdered her.
I'm sure they did.
Dude, our intelligence community was also following known leftists at the time, like you're talking about. I mean, there's a lot of that. It was very pervasive. Also, they were following Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, also they were trying to
spy on
use
him.
they were trying to use her as a pawn for the president of Indonesia because Indonesia was about to start turning it into a communist country, and so they wanted to use. First, they hatched this plan where they were going to hire a prostitute that looked like Marilyn Monroe and try to.
They're like, yeah, that's her.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, so
all
the
Asian.
president
Yeah.
and Marilyn Monroe hooked up. They had a hookup, and
Of the Indonesian,
the Indonesian president
Damn, she
and
fucked
Marilyn Monroe
everybody.
on her birthday, her 30th birthday. Okay, and the dick was good. She was like into it. They really had a good time.
So she
like,
genuinely liked
She
it.
genuinely liked it. Okay,
It was just. How do you know though?
so that's all. Like she
In her
talks
diary,
about it.
oh,
Yeah,
talks
it's like
about- I thought the diary was missing.
Okay.
Don't think about it.
Anyway,
She wanted that Bali dick.
well, she's talked about it to her friends and stuff. Like, there's friends, witnesses that have said, like, oh yeah, she really liked this guy. Like, they had
Rich
this
Brian's
fling.
great uncle.
They had this fling one time. Okay, so then the government knows that they had this fling. So then they're like, oh, he's into blondes. We'll find a prostitute even hotter than her. We're gonna
Impossible.
we're gonna set it up so that he goes into a room, he fucks the shit out of her, and we have cameras set up. Then we're gonna threaten to release this sex tape unless he changes his policies in the Indonesian
I
government.
mean, that's what Epstein did.
But then that information.
Is that the guy that killed himself?
That didn't kill himself.
But Epstein would film people in his household.
Yeah, and use it as
Potentially.
as
blackmail.
Blackmail, yeah. But then the Indonesian president kind of got he got wind of this like thing that was gonna happen, and he got excited because he was like, I'm a fucking stallion in bed. I can't wait for this to see.
He fucking has oil and shit.
Yeah.
all like, I'm gonna,
I'm gonna show the world what I can do.
They're like, hello, President of Indonesia. That's so good. Hello, President of Indonesia.
Do you see my good side? Do you see my abs?
Yeah.
They're like, we have you by the fucking balls, dude. We got you pounding the hottest woman on earth.
Yes.
I know, right? And then he's all looking for the cameras, like,
Yeah. He's like,
do you get my good side?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They obviously didn't do a psych profile on the guy.
Right. So then they canceled that plan. They were like, okay, never
They're
mind.
like, no. He's like, oh man, he got too excited.
Show them anyway. Show the world.
Send in Joe DiMaggio. And Joe's like, hey, I want to have sex.
Yeah, that's how they could have really blackmailed him. Is if they found out if he was gay, got a guy, because it's a super religious country.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, like this whole conspiracy things, because they're interesting. Because you see what happened, like it was like 2 months ago with Prince Harry, why he left like the royal family and stuff.
Oh, that's another thing is that Princess Diana also got murdered by the CIA.
Wait, the CIA?
Or being the
royals.
By their own. It was an inside job.
It was their government, their version of it. The
MI6.
MI6. Yeah.
Prince Harry was like, because she was going against what they were trying to put out, her family, right? So
She was gonna marry a Muslim. And then they didn't want that.
Prince Harry 2 months ago was like, if you guys knew the truth about what happened to my mom, you guys would be literally on TV.
Why would he say that?
He said that shit?
Wait, he's the one that married not Merkel, Megan.
Yeah.
Megan Merkel.
If you guys knew the truth to what happened to my mom, and like we know what happened, and like I can't talk about
gone.
this stuff, he goes,
gone.
you would understand why I'm leaving the family.
Oh shit.
He said that on TV.
Yes.
Wow.
The truth comes
See?
out in our generation.
Because his mom was going to marry Dodi Fayed, who was a Muslim, like Nikki said?
Yeah, and she was also trying to push these policies and like do these things that were going against what her family and everything were pushing for.
Yeah.
She was the JFK of her family.
Yeah.
Then that's what I think is so interesting is not like people coming up with their own conspiracy theories, but when there's actual documentation that gets released, but like it's kind of like, shh, we're releasing this, but don't tell anybody. Like if they find it, cool, but if not, like we're not gonna make a big deal about it. But there's a ton of public documents that used to be classified information and is now released to the public. That's kind of fucking nuts.
Yeah, especially false flag operations that our government carried out in order to start wars in other places. It's fucking crazy.
And the funny thing is, people are like, well, that was then, not now. Well, a lot of the people that were in the administration
Are still alive.
Are still there. They're still fucking running shit.
But it's like it's only getting worse. Like as times evolve, it's like we have more technology. There's more things to do, and it's like
But shit's still leaking out.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
I mean, dude, the intelligence communities just spied on a presidential campaign, and they admitted it now openly. But when Trump came out about it 3 years ago, he's like, they spied on me. They were spying on me. They're like, that's bullshit, and the media made fun of him. But now it's actually coming out that, we did have agents in the Trump campaign. We were spying.
He's like the worst secret keeper. Did you see that quote? He just talked about the Federal Reserve. He's like, we can't go into default because we'll just print more. He just literally just fucking tells all the secrets.
Exactly. It's so funny.